So far, we saw what are the features of science. There are people who are doing science and are involved in science every day. They make new discoveries, they make new inventions, and find new solutions to many problems. Just like the people who work in medicine and healthcare are known as doctors, and in engineering they are called engineers. वैसे ही the people in science are known as scientists. I made this channel for you to become a scientist so that आप new discoveries, new inventions कर सकें. So let's see एक scientist बनने के लिए what qualities you should have. The first quality of being a scientist is curiosity. Scientists are always curious. We keep asking questions. If you want to be a great scientist, you have to ask questions. You have to be curious. Always ask questions related to the topic you are studying or discussing या कोई भी चीज जो आप in your daily life देखते हो या observe करते हो. You should ask questions. Even if you think a question comes to your mind and you think that ये question इतना अच्छा नहीं है या फिर this is a stupid question. There is nothing as a silly question or a stupid question. Due to asking questions, scientists have discovered so much. They have invented so many things. Being curious and asking questions helps you to understand deeply. Sir Isaac Newton, who was one of the greatest scientists of all time. You must have heard this. कि एक दिन वो एक apple tree के नीचे बैठे थे and suddenly an apple fell on his head. So that got him thinking, why did that one apple fall on his ground? Why did that one apple fall on his head? Why did the apple fall from the tree to the ground and not from the tree to the sky or sideways? His curiosity led him to discover the laws of gravity and motion. It led to the development of so many technologies, जैसे airplanes, roller coasters. So curiosity is a very important characteristic of being a scientist. The next quality is being detail oriented. Scientists are detail oriented, meaning they notice even the smallest of the smallest things that others might miss. If you want to be a great scientist, you have to be detail oriented. You must focus on the finer details of whatever you are studying or working on. आप डिटेल ओरिएंटेड कभी भी हो सकते हो, जैसे if you are listening to something or if you are talking to someone, pay attention and notice what that other person is saying, what you are saying. Scientists are thorough in their observations. They do their experiments not just once but many times, paying attention to the smallest details, because छोटी से भी छोटी चीज can actually tell you so many things. जैसे if you are studying a chapter, you study it for the first time. उसके बाद when you revise, when you study or read it again, you actually find कि बहुत सारी चीजें थी जो मैंने first reading में miss कर दी. So this is attention to detail. Alexander Fleming, a famous scientist, a famous bacteriologist, was known for this quality. During one of his experiments, he noticed that mold which had accidentally grown on one of his petri dishes and killed the bacteria around it. Instead of ignoring it, what he did was he paid attention. He studied it very closely. He paid attention to every detail of that mold. He noted about the different properties, the nature of the mold. After that, he discovered the infamous antibiotic, penicillin, which was the first antibiotics. Antibiotics are now used very commonly in healthcare industries. So you see, if Alexander Fleming had not paid attention to that mold, अगर उन्होंने सिंपली उसको इग्नोर कर दिया होता तो आज we would not have got antibiotics. जैसे उसी डिस्कवरी की वजह से so many lives are getting saved. The third quality is creativity. Scientists are creative thinkers. They think of new possibilities, new solutions, and find unique ways to solve problems. Creativity is to think differently, to think out of the box. And अगर आपको भी scientist बनना है, you should be creative. Try to look at things from a new angle, from a different perspective. Or you can also mix your different ideas and form unique and creative solutions. Think of different ideas which are actually unique. Creativity is very important for being a scientist. You can also be creative in your everyday life. Try looking at different problems and try thinking from different angles with different solutions. Thomas Alva Edison, he invented the light bulb. But before inventing that light bulb, उन्होंने different materials try करे to make the filament of the bulb. And after so many failed attempts, he finally found that material to make the filament so that the bulb could work. And thanks to his creativity and invention, we have bulbs, tube lights, and so much more. So creativity is what drives scientific and makes new discoveries possible. The next quality of being a scientist is to be persistent. A scientist is someone who is persistent, means to not quit easily, even when things seem impossible. We as scientists, we never give up easily. It is the ability to keep trying, finding new ways, and learn from every mistake that we make. आप जो भी कर रहे हो, reading or studying or working, you have to set a goal and you have to be persistent and continuously work towards it. Like Marie Curie, a great scientist, a physicist and a chemist who faced challenges in her time for being a woman, because at that time women were not allowed so much into the professional world. So she faced a lot of challenges and obstacles from people, from her work, from family, but she was persistent. And because of this quality, she became a great scientist and she discovered two new elements, radium and polonium. And इस discovery की वजह से she was awarded the Nobel Prize. So you see, if you are persistent, nothing can stop you and you will be a great scientist. Coming to the next quality, which is critical thinking. So what is critical thinking? Critical thinking simply means जैसे आपने कुछ पढ़ा या फिर आपने कुछ सुना, it is simply not believing at the first place. Critical thinking is to question, to analyze, and to evaluate the information that you are getting, either by reading, studying, or any other source. आपको हर उस चीज को question करना है जो you think is doubtful. Question that. Think about that. Critical thinking, it can help make better decisions and understand things deeply instead of just mugging up. Sir C.V. Raman, who was a great Indian scientist, he asked a very basic question, जो in our childhood we have asked so many times. Why is the sky blue? He critically analyzed the problem and studied how light interacts with molecules in the atmosphere. And इसी की वजह से, for his work, he was awarded the Nobel Prize. And the last quality is to always be a learner. A scientist is always a learner by heart. He or she is always a student at heart. If you want to be a great scientist, you have to be a learner. It is not necessary कि आप only book से ही learn कर सकते हो, but you can actually learn so many things just by looking around. It's happening all around you. Science is all around you, and you have to just pay attention and learn